I was so scared, absolutely terrified, in a way that I don't think I've ever really been scared before. When Jimmy Fallon called me a couple of weeks ago and asked me if I wanted to come on his show, The Jimmy Fallon Show, live from New York City.
Bartlett is here tonight!
And the reason it went well is because of this one mindset trick that I've learned from all of the neuroscientists that I've interviewed, all the high performers, and actually from Roger Federer.
Roger Federer!
And here's why I'm telling you this.
I took this trick, I used it on one of my best friends who was struggling, and it changed his life. So, right before I walked out behind the curtain on the Jimmy Fallon Show, I remembered this trick, I said it in my head. So that's what I did before I walked out, I said to myself. And the interview went really, really well. I'm gonna talk to you about this incredible thing I learned from Magnus Carlsen, the best chess player of all time, when I met him recently in the Middle East. And he told me something which confirms a study that I read about why you should trust your gut instinct. I'm also gonna explain this to you, this headline that's come out saying my company's worth $425 million. Oh, and lastly, in this episode, I invite Will, who edits Behind the Diary, up on stage to tell an entire audience what I'm really like. Finally. You're gonna enjoy this episode. Let's do it. What do you think I should wear, Jem?
Is this for Fallon or for
I don't know.
Is that for Fallon? Yeah, I feel like let's see a few more.
What do you reckon? You can't even keep a straight face.
We'll put the trousers on.
Yeah, and you put it on me and you can't keep a straight face.
It doesn't matter.
Imagine that.
It's the beauty of it's maths. Try it with the trousers.
Let me show them, let me ask them.
No, put the trousers on.
Let me ask
Put the
them.
trousers
What do you guys
on.
think?
Incredible Hulk.
Shows off your muscles. It's the Hulk.
No, you look like
You're like a backup
who's the
dancer.
Irish?
So this is the one?
Let's try the other trousers.
This
Maybe
week,
try on the
a
trousers.
hot new bombshell enters the villa. Don't call me up, I'm going out.
Shall I say something I learned this week? I told Lee this, and it's really stayed with me. It's like it really has stayed with me. And it's going to sound like not a big deal. To me, it's like it's such a profound lesson that I've learned. So my friends, Oliver, Logan, Michael, and Ash playing paddle. Now, I'm the best at paddle. That's the end of the story. I'm joking. Like, I'm by far I'm the best at paddle, right? So they can't beat me, whatever. And then it's Logan, then it's Oliver, then it's like Michael and Ash. And I watched Ash playing, and I was sat watching him on the side. We played for 3 days straight. I'm like, he's only missing the easy shots. Like, all the hard shots he gets back, he's missing the easy ones. So I think the problem is in his mind. The next day we sat down, and the other guys were playing. I said, Ash, you only miss the easy shots. So the problem is actually in your brain. So I'm going to give you something that I've kind of learned from the podcast and generally life, is every time you miss a point, say in your head, it doesn't matter, I'm a better player. Because what ends up happening is you miss a point and you kind of spiral in your head without knowing, emotionally spiral, and then it affects your game. So if you can just let the point go, then you should come out near your actual skill set. He goes, okay, I'm going to say that. He went out and beat everybody, including me. And he's unbeatable now. He beat Logan, he beat Oliver, he then beat me, and then we played in doubles, and whoever had Ash on their team before lost the doubles. He's unbeaten in doubles now. If he's on your team, you win. And they didn't know what was going on. They don't know what our private conversation was. And it made me think about Federer. Federer in his career is the best tennis player of all time.
Roger Federer!
But nobody knows that Federer has missed almost half of all the points he's ever played.
In the 1,526 singles matches I played in my career, I won almost 80% of those matches. Now, I have a question for you. What percentage of points do you think I won in those matches? Only 54%.
So he loses almost half. It's like that 8% is where he wins. And Federer said the same thing. Federer said, you just got to let the point go.
When you lose every second point on average, you learn not to dwell on every shot. You teach yourself to think, okay, I double faulted. It's only a point. Okay, I came to the net, then I got passed again. It's only a point. An overhead backhand smash that ends up on ESPN's top 10 playlist. That too is just a point. So here's why I'm telling you this. When you're playing a point, it has to be the most important thing in the world, and it is. But when it's behind you, it's behind you.
I said to this to Ash, if you say something you don't believe, which is what I learned from the podcast, it doesn't work. Your subconscious has to kind of like believe it. Because Ash has played more paddle than all of us. He knew he was a good player. You have to believe it.
So what moments do you say that to yourself?
He is the host of the popular podcast, The Diary of a CEO. Stephen Bartlett is here tonight. And we got great music from Caliucci.
Ready for you, sir.
Stephen Bartlett. This is the Diary of a CEO. Stephen Bartlett, everybody.
Yeah, we were very proud of you. Yeah. You didn't look nervous?
I wasn't.
Yeah, you look super comfortable.
Yeah, comfortable.
Right.
It's powerful. This is the paddle story. If you heard me tell the paddle story. That's what I did before I walked out. I said to myself, this is going to go amazingly well, and I'm going to be so funny, and it's going to be so calm and so relaxed, and it's just going to be effortless.
Yeah.
That's what I said in my hand and walked out.
We felt that.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
Yeah.
I don't believe in manifestation like people believe it, but you know, I believe in psychology.
And gang violence. Great.
Fuck.
I can't believe that.
It's such a public death as well, like awful.
The conservative political activist Charlie Kirk has been shot during an event at Utah Valley University. 31 years old, the CEO and co-founder of the conservative...
What you just saw then was me finding out that Charlie Kirk, the podcaster and political commentator, was shot on a campus, and seeing a young man be executed in public on a university campus, a young man that has a family and that was doing what we ask everybody to do as podcasters, which is like be willing to have the conversation, be willing to have a debate, even if every single thing that he said you completely disagreed with. There is no part of a moral human being that I think shouldn't be sad and traumatized that a young man was executed in front of thousands of people on a university campus. Do you know what I've actually learned? I've learned how much I care about the conversation. And I look back through history at how progress happens, and it comes from conversation. You think of people like Martin Luther King, who is one of my great idols for his fearlessness and his willingness to debate people and to say it in public at risk of his own life. I really, really value the conversation. And, on the Diary of a CEO, we speak to everybody on the left and on the right. Even though, trust me, as a podcaster, there is so much pressure and it's so tempting to join a side. But I don't think that would serve the conversation. So, as tempting as it is, no thank you. I just met Magnus Carlsen, who is the greatest chess player of all time. And what he said proves why you should trust your gut instinct. There's this thing I learned about when writing my book that's called First Thought Advantage. It's so interesting. I was talking to Magnus Carlsen, the number one chess player in the world, about it.
Exactly what you...
Basically, they show through studies that when you have expertise in an area, your first thought is nearly always right. And actually, if you apply pressure to your first thought, it gets even better. So they get volleyball players, and pretend that's a screen, they freeze the frame. Not volleyball, what's that? Dodgeball.
Oh, right, yeah.
And they freeze the frame and go, where did you throw it? And when they pick where they'd throw it, if they're experts, they're basically always right. If they're not experts, they get it wrong. If you apply pressure, they get it even more right. So if you give them less time to make the decision, and it shows that actually our subconscious has like 11 million bits of power, our conscious has 40. So your first thought, when you see a guess, or your first intuition is like always right. And so when I wrote that chapter, then I flew to Dubai, and I sat with Magnus, and I was like, can I just ask you a question? Did you ever feel that you talk yourself out of your intuition, and that's to your detriment?
Sometimes, but I
I'm usually biased towards my first thoughts, so talking myself out of that takes a little bit.
He goes, that's all I'm doing. He goes, you really have like 1.5
Oh my God, I love that.
options. He goes, you spend most of the time confirming your first thought. And in Saudi Arabia, where I met him, he was like, we have time constraints here, so I have to just move faster. And he goes, I'm beating everybody. You know, here's the thing. You guys told me that if I just asked to subscribe nicely, you'd subscribe to this channel. So here's me asking to subscribe nicely. The guys want to get to 1 million subscribers on this channel. Just to give you context about how much this means, it's Sunday. It's 11 p.m. at night. If you look down there, that last computer down there is Will working on the video. You can kind of see his monitor reflecting into the window. Will? Nothing, I was just asking them to subscribe. I was just showing them how hard you're working.
Whilst I'm here, Alex is currently pulling retention data on the channel. Andrew is currently animating.
Prove it, you could be talking rubbish.
I'm not talking rubbish.
Let me show the chat.
I'll FaceTime him.
If Alex picks up the phone, will you all subscribe? If he doesn't, I'll send you all 10 quid. Here he is, look at that!
Are you in the bathroom?
No, give me 2 secs.
Wait. Do you want them? Alex, I said to them that you were working hard and that we were going to... everyone was going to subscribe if you were sat there working hard and you're in...
I mean, I was working hard. I just nipped out for a shower. My notebooks, all the hard drives, there we are. I was writing about how the first 30 seconds of our videos, of Behind the Diary, we're trying to figure out why and which videos had the highest retention, and trying to come to a conclusion as to why that is.
And what we discovered was it was the amount of you that subscribed. So that was ultimately what we found out. So if you could subscribe, that would be amazing, because then, you know, we can get Alex clean. Me and Will can go home, see our loved ones, and channel will get better and more consistent.
All right, here we go, third take. Real quick, Ali. Got me breathing with dragons. I'll crack the egg in your basket, you bastard. I'm Marilyn Manson with madness. Now just imagine the magic I like to ask. Don't ask for your favorite rapper. Yes, sir. Amen.
I don't think I've said this to you yet, but I just want to really deeply thank you for your response to when our homes burned down.
This morning, the firestorm officials had feared becoming a reality, with a third out-of-control wildfire exploding overnight in the Los Angeles area.
At the end of the day, I mean, who...
Oh, go ahead.
Dude, that was so sweet.
Nice.
I felt very, just like, honestly supported by you.
Oh, no, it's, yeah.
And it was really sweet. It was a tough time, but like, a lot of people, you know, came out the woodwork, but you sent a really, really sweet message. And it was just like, I felt like, in a world where a lot of people are like, let me know how you can help, let me know how you can help. You sent me like a specific message.
Yeah,
like,
I know, because
yo, here's, like, this is your situation, like, here's how I can help exactly. And that was just really sweet.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate it. What you went through is just unthinkable to me. And especially in the phase of life that you both are in.
6 days after the fire, you are 38 weeks pregnant. We are in an Airbnb in Culver City.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'll say as well, is in that moment, you must have realized how much you've both done for lots of people. And how much value you put.
We did. It was actually really overwhelming.
Yeah,
because being a good relationship, it was overwhelming. It was all at once.
That's like finding out what's in the bank.
I 100% agree with you, and it actually helped reframe everything, because it was like, oh, like this is painful, and I've said this a couple times, like, but it illuminated the difference between a problem and an inconvenience. Really quickly, it was like, this is an inconvenience. It's probably the most intense inconvenience I've experienced to date, but it's actually not a problem, because look at all these people who are like offering to help, and I have so many resources to solve this.
That's a principle. That's an amazing
power. Yeah, feeling cared for.
Yeah.
You know, it was unbelievable.
Well, you did something to earn that. Like we all of us have watched your show for years, and Jack, who runs the Diary of a CEO, has watched it since he's one of your biggest fans. Like he's.
Oh really?
Of course, yeah, hugely. So, and I've been watching your show for probably since the beginning. You guys have represented the voice of this whole industry for the longest time. So, when I saw the video, when I understood what you were going through, if there was anything that I could do, like.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. And no, you guys deserve it. It's incredible. So the same applies for this. Like, if you ever need me for anything, just let me know. Cause Okay, pause. I need to explain to you what I meant then. I need to explain it because it's such an important idea, one that has genuinely shaped my life. When I just said to Colin and Samir that they had so much in the bank, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about this thing I call invisible PR. The context is Colin and Samir have helped everybody else for the last decade. They've been supportive. They've given everybody else a platform. So in that moment when their lives were literally burnt to the ground, they realized how much good invisible PR they had. I made a video about this 5 years ago. I'm going to play that video for you now because I think it perfectly explains this idea, and it will also encourage you to protect your invisible PR at all costs. In the moments where it matters most, your invisible PR shows up. And what I mean by that is, as CEO, when we were thinking about who to make the managing director or who to make the manager or who we could trust to lead New York City or another country around the world, in that moment, it's like the small, tiny things that appeared in those conversations about how someone had behaved and how they'd acted that made all the difference. And those people will never know. They'll never know that Jenny, when I was in New York City getting a text message saying she'd run to the shops because Tom had fallen over and she'd gotten the plaster, was one of the reasons she got promotion 3 years later. And it's like invisible reputation. You don't know you're building it, but you're building it on every single touch point you have with every single person. I'll tell you an example where someone's invisible PR really didn't work for them. I'm in New York City, I get on a plane. I see that guy from Man vs. Food. At the time, like I said, we're running the biggest food channel in the world called Love Food at the time. We're doing, millions of views on this channel. And so I messaged the food team and I messaged my wider team on our chat. And I go, oh my God, that Man vs. Food guy sat in front of me on the plane. In our company, we've always had this tradition, let's not go into it now, but when you start, we ask you what your favorite sandwich is. Long story. So my team, like 400 people on this group, go and ask him what favorite sandwich is. So I go, okay. And I never speak to celebrities. I don't want to bother them. So I put my bags up and I go, right, I'm gonna go ask him. I walk over to him, I go, what? He goes, not now! Not now! And I go, okay, I walk back to my seat and I sit down, I slump, trying to get as low as I can in my seat. And what do I have to do? I have to tell 400 people how he behaved. So I messaged the group by saying, nah, he was really in a bad mood. Sorry guys, I didn't get the answer. And then I start a podcast. And I recount this story one day on the podcast. The podcast gets very big. He finds out. A lot of people start telling him. And he tweets me one day, apologizing for that. And I wasn't roasting him. I used it as an example of you never know. You never know what one interaction. Jenny, who ran to the Superdrug to get Tom a plaster when he fell over in the office, when I was 5,000 miles away in New York City, she has no idea I got a text about that. She has no idea that factored into the reason she got a promotion. Every single person in here, including myself, has an invisible reputation which is working for or against you. And it's based on these small decisions you make. You're about to see Will, who edits these videos, tell an audience full of people what I'm actually like. And I tell him he can be completely honest. Enjoy.
Got time for one more. If we just go to the front here.
One of your interviews a long time ago, Evie Pompeius, I'm gonna get the name wrong. She was an agent. She talked about how you can't bring your authentic self with you to work, wherever you go, but you can bring your genuine self with you. How do you balance, as a leader, being genuine with who you are and your values and the leadership component in terms of when do you lean in, when do you pull back?
I think it's so true, and it's something that people don't talk about enough, which is you can't come to work and be authentic. No one wants me to come to work when I'm underslept and be my authentic self. But you can be genuine. I think as a leader, you have to develop a huge amount of self-awareness, which is how I'm behaving is having an impact on other people. I think to be a great leader, you need to be an inconsistent leader. And what I mean by inconsistent leader is you need to be a different shaped jigsaw piece to everybody in the organization. That the way that I treat Liv Podmore in our team is I show up as a remarkably different person to Will. And Will knows how I show up to Will. And he also knows, because he's smart, he knows how I show up to Olivia Podmore. And he knows why. I could bring him around here now and say, Will, come here. A good experiment, just come here. Okay, how do I, tell all these people, this is a fucking risk. Tell all these people how you think I show up with you versus Olivia and explain why.
Finally.
With Reeve, you can be much more direct. You are much more direct. You're very transparent. You can be in your own world and you just say exactly how it is. So feedback is direct, action is very clear, whereas with other team members, with Liv Podmore, you have to be, it's a bit more of a show, you have to be more careful, I think.
Yeah, because she's a completely different. I just used her as one person, but she's completely different from Will. Will has a certain ideology. He has his own motivations, who he wants to become in the world. He's played in sports teams, as you can see from his shoulder. So he's used to a certain way of being treated. Like, no, but I'm sure you've been in rugby, right? He played rugby. So he's not
like this with Liv.
Yeah. To get the best out of a Will, I have to be a certain shape. And I learned this actually from Sir Alex Ferguson, not directly, but from interviewing all of his players. And they would tell me that he was completely different with all of them, that he knew their ideology and their ego. He would go up to Gary Neville and hit him in that shoulder because Gary Neville's granddad had shrapnel in that shoulder from the war. And it was reminding him of where he came from. And he would treat Rio Ferdinand and Nani and Patrice all differently. And so it's not just about being genuine. I think to be a great leader, you have to be a chameleon. And no one taught me this, but obviously.
I know when you're pushing the right button in me, because I know that you know within me that if you push me that way, it just like triggers another level in me. And I see you do it to other team members, but you do it so well, differently for every other team member. I really noticed that. Yeah.
Promotion. We need to talk. You've probably seen some headlines that my company, Stephen.com, was valued at $425 million, and the articles and headlines don't really say much. So I want to explain it to you so that you understand, because if you watch Behind the Diary, it's going to be really important for you to understand what we're building and what all of this stuff means. And so I'm going to explain it to you in the most simple way I possibly can. And I'm going to just draw a very, very simple image for you. We have Stephen.com. Okay, first question. Why the fuck did you name the company after yourself? The reason why it's called Stephen.com is because our entire thesis is about the individual. It's about the individual creator and this switch from institutions that have ruled the world to individual creators like you and me in our bedrooms. It's not a production company, it's just me distributing directly to my audience. That is the central idea of our thesis. And so this company should represent that. It's worth saying, I am the first creator in Stephen.com, but I'm not the only. There'll be hundreds of creators, much like Disney built a franchise off original IP when he drew that picture of Mickey the Mouse, and then it became so much more. I mean, Disney owned so much in the entertainment industry, everything from GoPro to Fox to Hulu. They own so much. If you haven't seen how big the Disney empire is, this graph will probably blow your mind. So all of these companies you see here are owned by Disney. They are a platform. And in the same way, I see Stephen.com as a platform. And this is how the platform looks. There's really three components to it. The first pillar of this platform in Stephen.com is creator media, where we take creators, we scale their media, we commercialize their media, we expand their reach and fan engagement, and we build a world around them, and we commercialize that world. Much like Disney did with Mickey the Mouse, where he created this mouse and then he built this entire IP ecosystem around this mouse, merchandise, products, experiences, movies, and then he commercialized it. We do the same for the modern creator. The next part is creator ventures. And so one of the great things that creators are able to do is they're able to launch and scale brands. And if you know me and if you followed me, you'll know that there's several brands that I'm now a co-owner of, things like this one here, Keto and IQ, which we talked about in a previous Diary of a CEO episode. But there's so many more. I mean, my team will throw some of them up on the screen. So what we do with this creator media, this reach and engagement, is we help creators to launch and scale their own ventures. And the last part of this is probably my favorite part, which is creator community. One of the things that shifts when attention shifts is how people gather in the real world. Right now, when people gather in the real world, they're going to things like Coachella and Glastonbury. But I believe, and I think we're already seeing, that creators are going to be much of the center point of IRL experiences. My friend Mr. Beast called me when we did our announcement a couple of days ago. Mr. Beast just texted me, by the way, 10 minutes ago. Hey man, would love to talk. And I said, you can call me now. And he goes, I'll call you in 1 hour. Hello.
It's you fundraising.
And he explained to me that he is building Beastland.
Next month, I don't know if you're in the Middle East or anything, but we're opening a theme park. The whole point of Beastland is you download an app that tracks your points. You have a wristband with an RFID chip, and it's essentially the largest arcade in the world. We're custom building all of this.
This is fucking crazy. And the minute he said it, I was so shook, as you'll probably see from some of the visuals.
It's wild, man.
You're really doing it. I was so sick.
Oh my god, this is my favorite game I've created. So proud of it. Isn't that fucking cool?
I'm so shook. I'm so shook. Because it's perfectly aligned with our thesis. Creators will be the new Disneyland. They'll be the new Glastonbury's. They will build huge IRL communities and online communities around them and their IP, because even with a brand like The Diary of a CEO, so that translates really well into IRL experiences. And we've already started doing that. You've probably seen that The Diary of a CEO is now streaming in cinemas all across the world. I'll throw some images on the screen of that. It's going to be really, really central to the creator economy. And lastly, and maybe the most important elements of this, are the last two pillars. All of this works together as this flywheel, but all of it is supported by two layers of infrastructure. I'm going to call this creator technology. And if you've seen some other headlines, we've launched the world's first video-first AI-driven podcast hosting platform. And we have lots more tools, which we'll be announcing shortly, that form this technology layer. And the last piece, and maybe the most important piece, is our data platform. Because we are able to see, analyze, and collect so much really interesting data from this whole ecosystem here that informs our decisions to be able to support creators better, drive their media better, improve their IP, build ventures with them, and get their communities IRL and online together, feeling more connected. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is Stephen.com. And here's the thing. I really believe there can be a happier, healthier media industry. I really, really believe that. And I believe that creators have the opportunity to create that if they're given the tools and technology to enable them. And you know what, with everything that's going on in the world at the moment, with our lives becoming more digitalized and the negative consequences of the digitalization and automation and AIification of our lives, I really, really think we're at a point where there will be a counter movement. I think humans are starting to feel the negative effects of being online all day. And there was this really incredible graph that the Financial Times released, that, and I'll throw it up on the screen here, that shows for the first time in like recent history, time spent on social media has started to plateau. And actually, if you look at the graph, it's the younger generations that are plateauing the most. And so I think we have an opportunity to build a happier, healthier type of media company. One that's built around human beings and communities and getting us back IRL. So that is the vision, it's one I'm passionate about, and it's one that I am committing the rest of my life to. And yeah, all of this has been enabled by you, and that isn't lost on me. It isn't lost on me that the fact that you tune in, you watch Behind the Diary, you listen to my shows, you tune into the other creators on our roster has enabled all of this to be possible. So huge thank you to you. Obviously a huge thank you to all of our guests, and most importantly, a huge thank you to all of our team. And hopefully by watching Behind the Diary, you're going to come on the journey of building this company with us. And it should be fucking fun, that's for sure. It should be really, really fun. Does it make sense? Okay, if you've got any questions, do me a favor. Leave them in the comment section below and I'll do my very best to run through those questions and answer them for you. Let me go to the gym. Okay, where was I? And we build the creator communities online and in real life. Sorry, can you hear that? There's dogs barking and there's sirens going off. I was on a bit of a roll there as well. You don't usually get these kind of sirens in Los Angeles. We used to get this all the time in New York, but I mean, it sounds like they're coming here. Are you okay? Wow, I hope everybody is okay. Jeez.